I just loved writing Phantom Lady. It was really a great deal of fun and a lot of hard work. And it goes back, about 20 years when I began researching Joan Harrison. I was fortunate enough to be close to an archive where some of her materials are held at the University of Texas at Austin in the Harry Ransom Center, which is a well-known archive. And that holds a lot of the Selznick papers. So I was looking at the making of Rebecca, which is one of her most important films in terms of the work that she did with Hitchcock. It was also her favorite movie. And so I was able to look at in a lot of detail, the contribution that she made to Rebecca. And then from there, I, I kind of would dip in and out of my research on Harrison, but I did want to make a visit to essentially her birthplace, because she was born in Guildford, which is a city outside of London. It's about 30 miles outside of London. So I made a trip to England and I did a lot of scouting around to get a sense of where she grew up. And I also did some visits to archives in England. By the time I was done doing this research, I'd gone to maybe 14 different archives, including archives in Los Angeles and New York. And then I'd used archives in like all over the place, Wisconsin and Wyoming and Boston. And so I felt that I had gone everywhere. The important thing to recognize is that she didn't have any papers. There are no Joan Harrison papers to speak of. So it's not as though you could go to one place. She really hadn't left behind, except for a couple of little examples, no letters. She hadn't left behind like a repository of letters, which is what a biographer hopes for. So and then the other piece of this would have been the interviews that I did, because I did about 20 interviews with people who knew her or say they were children of people who had worked with her. I mean, obviously now they're much older, but they were the offspring of people who had known Joan Harrison really well, and they were able to offer a lot of great information. And sometimes it was firsthand information because even if they were the offspring, they were her godchildren. They'd been named after Joan Harrison. They had wonderful stories about her. So they were able to bring in perspectives that gave me, kind of the real person. They had to bring the real person through.